Do you have an 8-month-old? Are you going through the 8-month sleep regression? Hey, I'm Dr. Sarah Mitchell from Helping Babies Sleep. Don't forget to hit subscribe to never miss a baby sleep tip. Okay, so here's the thing. Let's talk about the 8-month sleep regression. Does it really exist? Well, anytime you hear sleep regression, I want you to think progress. Because your baby is growing, either physically or neurologically, that's distracting them from wanting to sleep. Signs of the 8-month sleep regression include early wake-ups at around 5 o'clock, resistance going to bed, and then naps that were long and lovely seem to be shortening up. So, it can be hard to tell if you're in a sleep regression if you've never really had great sleep. Like if you have an 8-month-old who's still waking up 3 times at night, your baby's probably looking for some help falling back to sleep, and you might not feel any kind of change when your child is growing physically or neurologically. Regressions can happen really at any age. And here's the thing, because it's related to progress, your child growing, well, kids don't grow at exactly the same rate. So some of you may be having great sleep at 8 months, whereas some of you may have never had great sleep at 8 months. And there will be some of you who've had great sleep, but are seeing more wake up now, and you might be having a little bit of a sleep regression. So what I find in students in my online class, Helping Babies Sleep School, the most common complaint at 8 months old is that their kiddos are waking up at 5 a.m. So the first thing you want to do is take a look at why this could be happening. So one of the most common causes of waking up earlier, or even having any sleep regression per se, is, are you following the proper awake times? So at 8 months old, most kids can't stay awake more than about maybe 3 hours and 15 minutes comfortably. As you surpass that time, you increase your risk of having more night waking and 5 a.m. wake-ups, in particular if they're awake too long before bed. The second most common sign of the sleep regression around this time is you're getting shorter naps. You were getting like an hour and a half naps, now you're getting 45 minutes. Teething can also cause a sleep regression, right? That's growth that's happening. And it can distract your little one from falling asleep or falling back to sleep in the middle of the night or mid-nap. So it's like your child surfaces from a sleep cycle, wakes up in the night, which all humans do, and then is distracted by the discomfort in their gums, and that prevents them from relaxing down into sleep. That will look like a sleep regression. Same with motor leaps. So your child's learning to sit up on their own or, hover on all fours. So they wake up in the night, and then their mind is distracted by the thought, or they actually physically want to practice that, and that distracts them from falling into sleep, right? So sleep regressions can be associated, as I mentioned before, with growth that's happening either physically or neurologically. So in the 4 months, right, that 4-month sleep regression is related to a neurological leap, the idea that you exist even though they can't see you, and they start to call for you and test that theory more. Okay, so what can you do about this 8-month period? How are you going to survive? So the first thing that you want to do is focus on the timing of sleep. So most kids this age can't comfortably stay awake more than about 3 hours, maybe 3 hours and 15 minutes between sleeps and before bed, right? And does that mean some days there's 6:30 bedtimes, maybe even 6 o'clock? Yeah. And are you worried that they're going to be awake at 5 in the morning because of that? You are. However, you have a greater chance of them sleeping through the night and waking up at 5:30 ready for the day versus keeping them awake until 7 for your ideal bedtime, and then they wake up more in the night because they're exhausted by the time they went to bed. Trade-offs. The second thing, right, is taking away distractions. So for teething, like, do you offer some sort of pain medication? You talk to your pediatrician about that. For motor leaps, that can be hard, right? We can't control that. So do you give them lots of chance to practice tummy time and that new motor skill during the day? And then the third thing is just know that this too shall eventually pass. This reminds me of another student I had in my online class who had an 8.5-month-old and who was stuck with these 5 a.m. wake-ups. She just couldn't get past them. And she was working on transitioning down to 2 naps, but she couldn't really do that then because he was awake so early. You needed a third nap to get him through to that 6:30, even 7 o'clock bedtime. So we tried a variety of different things. We tried doing a dream feed at 4 a.m. to try and shift the sleep cycles to avoid that habitual wake up. We made sure the room was as dark as possible. The temperature was right for this little person. The bedtime wasn't too late. All of these things, and none of them worked. And then lo and behold, one day, he just slept through till 7 o'clock in the morning again because whatever regression or neurological leap he'd been going through had passed. So this too shall pass for you. If you're looking for more help on getting your baby to sleep through the night and take amazing, long, lovely naps and have easy peasy put downs, be sure to check out Helping Babies Sleep School, which is in the link below. Have a great day.